Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back for another live daily Forex analysis from starting of this week. So we are Monday today, finally, and the markets are open and we are ready to trade. So I hope you guys have a great weekend over the last 2 days. So how are you guys doing? Let's say hello. So we got quite a few people, a couple of people already here. So let's say hello, see how your weekend's been, what you did. I hope you did a lot of backtesting and going back to your journal or notes where I have to revise your trades, because that's what I normally do when on the weekend time, because that's when the markets are closed and all that. So this is the time. Weekend is time for when it comes to as a trader. Weekend is time for revising your trades, backtesting, and all that. Not for the party. So that's a trader life. Okay, so as you guys know that I do pre-select the currencies and then analyze one by one, and on top of that I of course answer your questions and any requests you have on this any particular currency you want me to analyze. So normally how that goes, you just basically type it on the chat box, and yeah, then I'm gonna come back to your questions. And my lovely assistant Emily, she's here to she's waiting right now, we can see it, but yeah, she's here to help me out just in case, because sometimes I end up missing maybe some of the questions, but she's here to make sure everything's organized and all in place. So we do have 1.5 hours. I do this live stream 1.5 hours, and we just started up for like 2 minutes, so we have up until 9:30 if you're in the UK. If you're in the UK, then it's 1.5 hours from whatever time zone you are. So I'm going to start analyzing the pairs. So, well, the first one is the gold, and then we got the British pounds, USD, followed by Euro, USD. So these are the three potential currency CFD, what do you call it? So the gold, cable, and Euro USD. I know quite a lot of people watching the gold, myself included. I know that because from the Discord there's quite a few people asking on the gold. So the gold is looking interesting. Let's go start and already analyze actually, and then I'm gonna come back. So you can ask guys questions on the chat box, and I'm gonna come back to your questions or requests after that. So let's start with the gold, or SAL USD, if you call it. So let's see. Let's go. I'm gonna jump into the higher time frames and start from there, because let's go to monthly time frame actually. Okay, in terms of the monthly time frame, I did say if you follow me, then you know that I'm waiting for this one to for the potential to come up here, maybe up to this level. But first of all, the first thing I'm looking for is 18-20 zone. As of the sort of first targets, we can see now it's about 50 pips away from that zone. And for now, the price is at the moment is on this resistance level. So it's kind of stalled there for quite some time now. It's been more than a week now. On a weekly time frame, the weekly is looking pretty much can't really see much on a weekly time frame. For this last week, I was waiting for the price to close on a weekly time frame. We closed a very decent candle on a weekly time frame. So I do like the look of this weekly time frame. So that shows that it's still strong, and there's a good potential for the price to push higher. Though there's one thing we need to keep in mind, even though it's small. Let's go to daily time frame, and I'm gonna break it to that. So in this last couple of days, excluding weekend, it's been sort of like a consolidating. It's chopping around, and if we look at it on a 4-hourly time frame, on a 4-hour time frame, it is on this 4-hourly resistance level. So we can see the price came up, tested this resistance level, and for the last 4 hours the price made its way down here, but we closed as a sort of a doji candle, and now it's looking on this 4-hourly day. It's sort of trying to come down. And for which one was it? I think it was Friday. I was looking for this one to get onto this level, but I didn't put the order, and we can see the price made this very quick move. It came down to the order I was looking for is 1750. I was looking to get in, however I didn't manage because I was out, and I did not really expect for the price to come down this far that quick. I was thinking that it's going to come down probably like later in the day, or maybe potentially for the next week. But we can see the price made this sharp move, and then it went all the way back up, and we can see now it came to test this level. So now I'm thinking it's tested this resistance level, see how it's gonna do. And if I see more weakness, then the price maybe it's going to gravitate towards to this low now, maybe. If not, if we're not going to see any weakness, and the price is going to continue to show strength and go up, then we're going to be most likely jumping into the trade. Ideally, I want to see the price coming down, because the good chance that the price might stall at the 1800, because also it's a round number, it's a psychological number, so might be a lot of traders will take the profits on that level. So if we get onto the 1800, and after that it's going to start retracing, and we just jump into most likely going to be around 1780. If the price shows more strength, then it will not be that good in terms of the stop losses and risk reward potential. So that's why I like to ideally to see that the price coming down, maybe down at this lows, this 4-hourly lows, which is around about 70.62 zone. However, if the price doesn't do that and it starts to shoot up, then I will be getting into somewhere on this level. But first, I want to see strength coming in towards upside. So this is now this waiting game again. So we are employing this waiting game the same as if the price is going to come down. If the price is going to come down in here, or the price will shoot higher. For now, the way it looks like, it's looking that maybe it will come down, but that's under strict maybe. It's about 8 pips away, but the gold doesn't move that much. So we're gonna see what the price is gonna do. In terms of the levels, can I mention the levels? I think I can mention the levels if let me see. So the first I have at 62. Let me see how long it's gonna. This one's gonna require. This one might require bigger, wider stop loss. Okay. So if you get into it 62, 42, that's 20 pips, 25. Yeah, 25 would be enough on this one, 25 pips. And the target's going to be 1820. So, okay, that's good. In terms of the risk rewards, the 40, 60 with 25 pips stop loss. Okay, that's pretty decent in terms of the risk rewards. So this is the two potential on this one. So if the price makes its way down to this one, we're going to take the trade at 62, roughly about 62, 1762 with 25 pips stop loss. So we're going to position our stop losses somewhere down here. Target's going to be 1820. This is more like, again, this semi-swing. I don't trade the gold in terms of the day trade and scalp trading, other than scalp trading. So I don't do a short-term trades on the gold. I prefer to do long-term trading, or at least semi-long-term trading, because yeah, I find it more works better for me to do a longer-term trading rather than just getting this couple of pips out of it. Okay, so this is the first scenario of that one. So 70.62, 25 pips stop loss. However, if the price decides to, I don't want to come down to this level and then screw you guys all, I'm going to go up, then in that case we're going to be employing, which I normally don't do it. I normally don't do a breakout trading, but this will be an exception. So in terms, oh, this is a daily time frame. Okay, that's interesting, because we got this daily spike, and I'm not sure I want to do a 4-hourly one. Okay, in terms of the breakout, I think this is gonna be potentially tomorrow. If the price decides to come up and break out and break this level, show the strength in terms of this one. But I do want to see that happening on the daily time frame. So for now, we can leave this one alone. And in terms of if the price comes down, there will be 62 and 25. I'm gonna write the levels down on the chart chart box, so not to worry if we do miss that. 1762. I'm gonna address your. I'm gonna come back to chart box and wait. Okay, so let me just type this one. Gold. Oops. Caps lock. Okay, gold. The type trade is buy. Entry. So entry is going to be at, which one this is, 1762. Stop loss 25 pips. Targets is going to be 1820 in terms of this. Okay, so target is going to be that. Okay, so this is probably going to be today if the price decides to come down at 62. Okay, so now we've got a few people here. The random tech lab. Hello, random tech lab. Can you please check USD Swiss franc, please, bro? Okay, let's do USD Swiss franc. Oh, Herbert. Hello, Herbert. Morning. Hi, Emily. Hi, George. Welcome, Herbert. Good morning. Okay, awesome. So we got Herbert and the random tech led. So random tech led was asking the USD Swiss franc. Okay, let's have a look at the USD CHF. USD CHF. Okay, see what we got on the USD Swiss franc. Okay, USD Swiss franc. Okay, in terms of the USD Swiss franc, it's not really okay. Daily looks very ugly. I think USD Swiss franc is very flat. In terms of the trading, this one, I don't really want to. Yeah, in terms of the trading, this one, I would not trade this at the moment. As you can see, another. Wait. You can see another trend lines. Now I'm looking for trend lines. Hold on. We got this one. Okay, so we can just trend line like this. Yeah, in terms of trading, just by looking at this these charts in here, it doesn't look that good. Even though it's looking more downside, but still this choppy, very choppy. So I would leave this one. Yeah, I would leave this one alone for now. It's very choppy, and also the structure of the candles, it does not look, even though it does, it kind of makes it that, okay, maybe the price will go down, but the way it's the structure, just the looking at the candles, this is very small candles in here. Also this this candle in here, it made a nice all the way down to here, but it came back up and left with this tail. So I would not trade this one at the moment. Maybe in a couple of hours it will change, but for now I would I would stay away from USD Swiss franc because it doesn't really doing much. So yeah, we're gonna see if it's gonna change the situation. Then I will have a look at it, and obviously if I see the potential, then I do post it on my Discord channel in here. You can join it in the links. The link is in the description, so it's free. Okay, let's jump into the GBP USD. See, okay, I was analyzing these pairs, including the golds. Okay, GBP USD looking interesting in terms of went down. Okay, so we're gonna look at the first on the daily time frame. I do expect this one to come up a bit. Okay, so it's gonna come up a bit more, but it did not really do that. Okay. So we have nice downside in here. So the price made this a nice wave. So this down momentum stopped in here, tested that support level. They had the reaction and they came down all the way down. Actually took out this low as well, and it made this very nice bearish daily candle. So I would be positioning myself towards downside, and this one, which is 2 days candle, this is a daily one, it just looked like a retracement. And if we have a look at the on a 4-hour time frame, we're going to confirm the same. On a 4-hour time frame, it looks good in terms of the downside, and I do want to see. I was waiting earlier for the price to push a little bit higher, but it did not do that. The price came up, really came up 23.89. I was looking for the entry at 24.03. So we got these highs in here, also this cluster in here, and it comes to with this this area is pretty good. It's a very good resistance zone. So 24.03. We also have a weekly pivot on that level, just about a few pips bit down, but it's almost a very same zone. So that's a very good resistance level. But we can see the price didn't quite make it that way. It was only about 10 pips away, but did not quite get there. So we're gonna see what it will do. This 4-hour candle is not going to close for another 1 hour and 45 minutes, so there's plenty of time for the price to do whatever the price has to do. But I'm looking at this one in terms of getting into the short side at 24.03 with 35 pip stop loss. I know that because I was looking at this earlier, so I know all the levels. In terms of the targets, I would be looking for the targets down at which was the 65, yeah, 122.65. So if the price will manage to have a downside, there's a high chance that the price will get at least down at this level, if not further down. But there is a chance that the price will push higher. So it might not be as in terms of the best trade, because there's a few things I do not. Yeah, a few things I do not like. For instance, we have this nice daily candle, but the price took out this level, and it might have a bit of a longer retracement, or at least maybe the price wants to come up to this level. So it does not have shows that too much of a strength towards downside, even though it's a decent strength. But there is, I think it's also diverging. If I'm not sure, on there's a MACD. No, it's not MACD. It's RSI. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's diverging as well. So it's just minor things, but I'm willing to take the trade towards the short side, and there's a decent chance it's going to work out. So I will take that chance. If I get stopped out, then it's not a big deal. As I said, target is going to be at which one? Let's say 65. So 122.65. The entry is at 124. So this is more like semi-swing to the swing trade on this one. So 124.03 with a 35 pip stop loss. Actually, there's potential for a second entry a bit later if the price pushes up higher and we get stopped out, but I'm not going to mention that one in details. And if I'm going to take the trade, if we're going to get stopped out, then I would mention it on the Discord channel. So for now, that's what we're going to do. So 124.03, I'm going to write the levels, not to worry. 35 pip stop loss, 124, okay. Gbpusd, oh yeah, type sell. So we're gonna see how it's gonna work out. Yeah, we're gonna see how it's gonna work out. Type sell, entry, and I'm gonna come back to the Euro-USD. Actually, I was looking at the earlier, and Gbpusd, I'm looking more of it sort of a longer term, because this is like a semi-swing to the swing trade, and it's toward downside. Euro-USD looking a bit different, even though they do have a high the positive correlation. I don't know if we probably know what it means, but I want to still emphasize that positive correlation doesn't mean that they move in exactly the same way. Because they can differ, and then, but overall they're gonna move to the same direction. But it doesn't mean that every hour they move in the same direction. If one is moving up, the other one is moving definitely up. So it doesn't work that way. But they do have a positive correlation. That means at the end, the 90% correlation, positive correlation, they would be most likely gonna end up in the same page. Okay, so the entry 24. for, ooh, it's not coming down quite low now. Okay. Oh, let's see. 24.03. We're gonna see. Stop loss was at 35. Targets is at 122.65. And double check just to make sure I don't get it wrong. Yeah, 22.65. So this is for, again, semi-swing to the swing. Everybody's now thinking of buying a pullback on Euro USD today. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at the Euro USD. Euro USD. Actually, Euro USD looking in terms of the buy, but on a shorter term. Euro USD. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna start with a daily time frame. So on this one, the only thing is in terms of the price making here a higher low. So this is the one thing we need to be aware of. It does not particularly looking. It's very jammed. If you look at this this movement here, it's very jammed. So this is a bit of a puzzling. So let's go to 4-hour time frame. It doesn't mean that we can't trade it, but just the one thing we need to be aware of. So Herbert says Herbert is thinking to buying a pullback. Yeah, thinking of buying a pullback on USD today. Okay, let's have an analyze. Okay, so the price came to no, okay, so the price, okay, on this 4-hourly time frame, the price tested this resistance up here. Say, okay, so this is the resistance, almost Erky stitch. Okay, so 1266, 1266. It tested it. It has an aggressive reaction to be honest. Let's see. Okay. I was looking at this about one and it was an hour and a half ago. This it was this candle in here. I think it was this candle. It was around this level, so I was thinking to if it's going to close like this, then probably going to have a bit more push. But this 1-hourly candle does not close that good, and on a 4-hourly candle, let me see. Now it's sitting, okay, 52, okay. Again, now it doesn't looking as good as it was looking about an hour ago, just over an hour ago, because the way it's closed, I don't particularly like it. Unless it's going to have a bigger retracement. Okay, I would leave this one yet for now. I do want to see this 4-hourly close. I do want to see how this 4-hourly candle closes. If it's going to close like this with a longer tail, then I would not be interested into buying this one. Again, I'm talking about into the short-term trades in here in terms of the buying. So I know the British pounds USD I mentioned to the sell, and I'm saying this one buy, but this is British pounds USD is more of a longer term view rather than a short term view, and this is more of a shorter term view than longer term. What's the target? Let's look at some kind of targets. I think it's up here. Yeah, 1278. So this is the potential for the price to come up. I think it's gonna make its way up to here. Okay. Yeah, 112.78 could be the potential for the target. We have this 4-hourly high. We can also the spikes are touching this same level, so that's a good area to for the target. However, I do want to see this 4-hourly candle to close, because as I said, if it's going to close this with a long tail, probably not going to go up to here, or at least the chance is going to be lower. So that's why I want to see at least for the this 4-hourly to close around this level. I do want to see a fuller candle rather than just what we're seeing at the moment. I do not like this, and we only just sort of breaking this level just the last 4-hour candle, and this area is actually broken. Right, let me have a closer look. Okay, just marginally broken it. Yeah, marginally broken. When this level in here, so this, yeah, we have to wait. At least I would personally wait for this 4-hour candle to close, and I do want to see the close around somewhere up to this level at least. So I want to see that kind of fuller body on this 4-hour candle. This is not going to close for another 1.5 hours, so it's quite a bit of time, and yeah, price can do a lot of things in 1.5 hours. Is plenty of time. So we're gonna see how it will do. Hopefully it will push for another 10 pips. Yeah, roughly about 8 pips. It's not a big issue on that one. But we're gonna see if it's gonna do. All of the targets for the 1278 for the potentially maybe even higher, depending how strong it's gonna come off. And for the entry, we would be looking, if the price is going to close at, let's call it 60 for the simplicity. Let's call it about 112.60 for the simplicity. Then I want to see the price coming down about 48. So that's going to be our entry. But again, the 4-hourly has to close before the price does that, because if I know this is almost at that level, but yeah, the 4-hourly has to close first. So 48 to 78, yeah, 78. So that we're looking for what, 30 pips, 30 pips in terms of the gain. Let me see what the stop's gonna look like. If you go to 48, can we get rid of 10 pips? We can get rid of 10 pips, maybe 12, maybe 12 pips. Yeah, 12 pips will be better. Yeah, on this one we're going to be looking for the 12 pips, 12 pips stop loss and a 30 pips gain. So it's a decent. If you wanna reduce your risk reward and have the couple of more pips on it, then you can do that. But make sure it's not going to go anywhere less than 1 to 2. I would say don't go less than 1 to 2, because then over the long term you're gonna compromise your so kind of income from the trading. Yeah, just a matter of question if it's going to do on that. So first of all, we have to wait the 4-hour candle to close on the EURUSD, and it has to close somewhere around this level, roughly around this level. So I want to see a fuller candle. After that, then we're going to wait for the retracement. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to mention it in here in terms of the levels, because it's it will be a bit inaccurate if I mention the levels, because we don't know how this 4-hour candle is going to close. So I'm going to mention it. I will be monitoring this one, and I'm going to mention it on the Discord channel. Link is in the description if you want to join. It's free, and then I will mention it on the Discord. So it's because this is, yeah, I want to observe a bit more on that. Yeah, it's quite inaccurate because I can mention it, but maybe something else happens, or maybe it doesn't close that way. Then it's better to for me to write just about when I'm about to take the trade, and just mention it on the Discord channel, write the levels I'm taking the trade, rather than just mention it now, and then in the next 1.5 hours something else happens and it doesn't work out. Anyway, so I'll be mentioning if I want to take the trade on the USD on the Discord. So we got J Walter. Hello, J Walter. Good morning, everyone. Hello. Has the USD card been reviewed? No, it has not. Right? No, it has not been reviewed. I'm gonna look at the USD card now. So you have not missed it yet. Oh no, I haven't missed it. No. So I'm gonna come to the USD CAD. Have it says morning, J Walter. Okay, let me answer the question. Always targeting that trend line, Joe. I could. Yeah, I see you asking euro dollar. Probably yes. It could be, but It's just the chance if you want to take it or not. Depending, we can also move, but my first, in terms of the first target, would be this one. But if I see that the price having the momentum is strong, then I'm gonna leave it to potentially to this trend line, which is gonna be at the same level as, yeah, which is gonna be around the same level as these highs as well. So it makes it a decent target as well. But for now, I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be this first target in here, and then potentially maybe. If we see a momentum and it's pushing the price aggressively high, then we can target this level, which is going to be same as the trend line. But for now, because I don't see much of a strength coming in on this one, I would personally wait for this one, as I'm going to have this one as a first target. We can always change that target, but for now, it's I'll be targeting that level in here at 78. So yeah, I don't see any evidence that the price wants to push higher and any strength on this one for now. So it might change. Okay, let's get into USD CAD. J Walter is asking USD CAD. Let's see USD CAD. Okay, USD CAD is I think I did analyze. Okay. Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. In terms of the swing trades, I did analyze the USD CAD in terms of the swing trades on my weekly analysis on Saturday, which I posted it. Okay, so the price we can see on a daily time frame is tested this trend line, and now it's having this reaction. Looks like a mild reaction. Let me refresh the memory. Weekly time frame. Okay. Yeah, this is on a waiting list in terms of, yeah, if you watched my weekly Forex analysis, this is on a waiting list in terms of for the longer term trade, but the price has to show where it wants to go first. Okay, in terms of the short term trading, okay, surprise on a trend line, let's go to 4 hourly time frame. 4 hourly does not looking good. Yeah, looking very range bound. So this area in here, these candles, look at this these candles in here, it's very choppy. So now price already came up to this trend line, tested it, and let's see. Yeah, on the 1 hour is choppy as well. I want to trade this one at the moment unless the price breaks either up or down. So this is gonna be on the lookout, I would say, because I do see the potential of a swing, which I did mention it on my weekly Forex analysis. But the price has to either, I don't know, break potentially down to these levels and then continue to down. Then we'll be looking for the downside, or push higher and break this trend line and show more strength to trade on the higher side. But for now, it doesn't really show anything. It just pretty much flat, so it's sitting in one place where it's just doing these moves. So we're gonna see what they're gonna do in terms of the trend line. If the price wants to push higher, obviously it's gonna be tomorrow, because I do want to see the close of the daily candle. If it's going to decide to break higher, and if not, and if it's going to want to break lower, then I think I will be happy with the 4 hour time frame, though I don't see that happening today. So yeah, on a waiting list, nothing to trade on this one at the moment. Let's go to see 1 hour time frame. Yeah, 1 hour time frame looking pretty much the same. So in terms of the trading USD CAD, I would hold back and wait for now. Then we are on Monday as well, just the beginning of the week. So Monday tends to be quiet as well. Monday and Friday is like a quietish one. So we're gonna see how it's gonna go. So maybe on a New York session, the price will start moving. So if you're in the UK, that will be 1 p.m. If you're somewhere else, then you just need to check where the New York session is open at your time zone. So for now, yeah, leave this one alone. Walter, thank you, no problem. J Walter, Walter. So we'll see. So we have 35 minutes in. We still have about 55 minutes. So if you got any question, guys, just one thing, please do not forget to smash the like on this video, please. So I did put out all this free content. Just one thing I would ask from you is to smash the like on this video. Pretty easy. You can just put your cursor on the like button and click like. So it takes literally like a second, but it does mean a lot to me, so I do appreciate it if you do that. Right, okay. Which one should we have a look? Should we have the news? In terms of news, we are not. Yeah, check the news. So we don't have any major news out today. So we are pretty much the clear in terms of the scheduled news. So there's nothing serious going on in the market in Italy, but it's not a big sort of market, so it doesn't really affect the market that much. And yeah, we don't really have much going on. We have a 10:30 Bank of England Governor Bailey speech, but it says it's not gonna. It says medium impact expected, but maybe create some sort of volatility a little bit, depending what his speech is gonna be. But it does not have to. I don't think it speaks about something that will affect the market. Yeah, he's ahead of the central bank. So, according to their Forex factory, but you never know, they might mention something. So in terms of the scheduled news, we are clear to go. We have next week, we have a non-farm payrolls day for the next Friday, not this Friday, but next one. So whoever is excited about the non-farm payrolls day, only on Fridays then. So I analyzed quite a few, so I did four currency, yeah. So gold and 3 currency first. Alright, so now let's pick one more. Let's pick one. Which one should we pick? So we did use this Swiss franc. We did use this Swiss franc. Yeah, we did use this Swiss franc as well. Today time first. Okay, let's do Euro Aussie. Let's see Euro. Let's do Euro against Australian dollar. Oh, this one is still sitting in a wedge. I can't believe it. It's just hilarious. This is been sitting on this. This is trying to squeeze these trend lines still since what, June 12th. So it's been like 2 damn weeks. It just does not want to get out of this this wedge pattern. Okay, so that's it pretty much. I have not looked at it today, so I was still like surprised to see that. Still see that wedgie, still a wedge. So yeah, until the price breaks out to this lower and upper trend line of the wedge pattern, pretty much we don't really want to do any business with this one. Let's do. Yeah, it's very short. On 1 hour time frame, it looks like maybe we can trade it, but I really hate when it's in a sort of choppy market. On 1 hour time frame, it looks okay, but it can be very tricky when it's choppy, especially just. Yeah, I'll leave this one alone. I will not trade this. I was thinking maybe on a 1 hour time frame it's gonna be something, but if we would done, if the price comes down to this 1 hour time frame like this one, I would be tempted to trade it, but no, I don't think that one is happening yet. So. And on a 4 hour time frame, no, definitely not. I'll leave this one alone. It's very choppy on the 4 hour daily time frame. It's still sitting on this wedge pattern, this sort of a trend, upper and lower trend line. So it's squeezing as much as it can to not to get out from this this pattern here. Funny. Yeah, it's been quite long. So we're gonna leave this one alone for now. Okay. Yeah, I think I did analyze quite a few. yeah, if you got any questions, guys, or you got any other currencies you want me to have a look at it, you can let me know in the chat box section. So which is going to be on your right hand side. So we do have a decent amount of time, but if I see the chat box going too quiet, then we're going to call it a day, and then that will be on a Discord after that. So this is the Discord channel. On a weekend, I get quite a few on the weekend time. Yeah, it's funny. Like on the I do this daily sort of live Forex analysis / trading if I see the opportunity, but it's not performing as good as my weekly. When I put the weekly Forex analysis, which is generally like 10 minutes long or under 10 minutes, it gets way more traction and way more people watching that less than 10-minute video rather than when I put out this live Forex in here, when I go live and I can actually interact with people. Partly probably because a lot of people are working on full time and all that, so people don't have time to so commit to that. Let me see. Let's use Gbpusd to come back to this. See where it's. Ooh, now it's yeah. Alright, one thing I want to mention on British pounds USD, I already wrote the sort of levels to get into the trade, but if this will close, if this 4-hour candle is going to close like this, or if this does not get to this the entry level, which is at 124.03, then this trade's gonna be invalidated, so we're not going to take the trade, and then I'm going to reanalyze and look at it more. If I see then the opportunity to re-enter, if it's going to be a possibility to re-enter the trade at the same level or a slightly different level, then yeah, most likely I'm going to write it on the Discord channel because I'm here on the live at that time. So yeah. So look at it again. The Eurusd, what is this one doing? Should be going up? No, it doesn't go up. Okay. Yeah, these 4 are looking very blunt as well. Yeah, we're gonna see how it's gonna go. Yeah, the way I see it now, I think it's gonna take quite some time before they work out. That said, it still has 1 hour and 15 minutes before this 4-hour candle is closed, so it's still plenty of time. Just I'm anticipating on that, or making assumptions, should I say. Never make assumptions according to was it 4 Agreements. I don't know if you read that book, 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Suarez, if I'm not mistaken. A very good author. He wrote quite a few books. I read, I think, 2 or 3 books. Very good books. Not really related to trading that much, but yeah, it's very good books. I think Emily's gonna write the name. Yeah, she's gonna write the name before that. It's not related to trading, but just like in terms of aspects of your life, I would highly recommend it. Anything that will help you to raise your self-awareness is yeah. And the books experience is obviously number 1, because that is the like a real life experiences will help you to increase your self-awareness. That's 1, and obviously if you don't really have that experiences, the books is another way to go. I find the books are very good in terms of to discover that knowledge from the so many like wiser people than you know we are, or even the people who are not alive and they wrote the book. You can discover all that knowledge, the years of knowledge in that one book. So yeah, I highly recommend for people to read the books. It's not just, doesn't have to be always on about the trading, but if you are self-awareness. I'm saying the self-awareness because the self-awareness has a direct link to the trading. I know a lot of people will not realize that, but you will not make it as a trader if you don't have the self-awareness. The self-awareness is a mindset, really, if we speak of it. So you need that, otherwise whatever strategy you're gonna have, you're not gonna make it. It's just simple truth on that. Yeah, you need that. Then what do you guys think we may have more movements in 4 days in the USD market? There is a holiday on July 3rd. I think it is due to the 4th of July. Depending where is that holiday. I don't see any holidays. Bank holidays on Canada. The only bank holidays we have on 4th of July. Okay, 3rd. Okay, we have a 3rd of July. So this is that bank holiday is on Friday. We don't have any more bank holidays, right? Apart from the Canadian side. It's okay, this doesn't really matter. Yeah, the bank holiday is on Friday, so we are just starting up the week. So it's yeah, it can have. We're gonna see. I hope we're gonna see the movements. Obviously, I can't really predict it. We're definitely gonna see that moves. But in terms of if you look at the bank holiday, it's on Friday. We are just on Monday, so a lot of things can happen by that time. Another bank holiday is on Thursday, which is on the Canada side, but we have plenty of other currencies to trade off, so it's not a huge deal. Obviously, when there's a bank holiday on the US side, because the US is the one of the big, it creates a bigger volume on that one, it will have an impact, but it's going to be only on Friday. So for now, we are good. It might create probably Thursday later in the day. It might die down because a lot of traders will be aware of that there's a bank holiday on Friday and it's going to start shopping around and doesn't really move much. So it might be on Thursday on the second half of the day and it's going to start already die down. But if, let's say if you're trading on the US dollar against any other currencies, but if you're trading some other things, you might be fine with that. So yeah, I don't think too much of a problem on that. So we are still far away from it for now. This one keeps coming up. The audio is not in the right place. Audio. Yeah, quiet. Yeah, probably Friday is going to be very quiet because the first of all is Friday and the second of all is bank holiday on the USD or United States. And the other thing is it's summertime. That's another thing. It depends where you are, obviously, but in summertime in Europe, it's summertime. In USA, I mean, it depends where you are at the USA. But generally from July to August the markets are quiet. That is very normal. So I've already experienced it, the number of times that cycle, so I know it. But someone who is new might have no idea. So just say that if we see this kind of market conditions, which is kind of chopping around, we don't see much movement. That is normal on this period of time. Generally, it starts. I did mention I think a couple of times already that it generally starts about kind of beginning to the mid-July and then continues to sort of until the August, and then in September it starts to pick up the volume again. But it looks like we started like 2 weeks earlier. About 2 weeks ago, we started to already mess around and start shopping around, but yeah, it's just the markets. That's how it is. That's the best time to do a lot of homework at the trading. So a lot of homework in terms of if you haven't have a strategy, that's the best time to develop strategy, to work on strategy, backtesting, and practice to get everything done and do a backtest on your slide. You can make it so perfect, and it's never going to be perfect, but to make it that it fits your personality and work on the strategy that's edge you are aiming for to be a consistently profitable trader. So that's the best time to do it. Yeah, I know a lot of people, a lot of traders, they don't have the strategy, but you need to have it. Makes your life much easier to have the strategy or some sort of plan to follow. It's like having a map in a way. So if you're somewhere in jungle, if you don't have a map, then you're pretty much lost. It comes the same way into trading. If you just kind of dropping in a trade because the market moved up or down, and you're just jumping into a trade because the market moves, then it's not a good plan to do, because you might make a few bucks now and then, but you need to look at into in terms of the long term. You have to look at into 100, 200 trades. Is that what I'm doing? Is it good over the long term? Not just like this trade. I made this money on this trade, but I'm also going to go to that losing phase, and everyone goes to the losing phase, no matter how good strategy you have. It does not matter. Everyone goes to the losing phase. The only people that doesn't go to that losing phase is the guys on the Instagram, the marketing gurus who claim to make a 100% success rate on their strategy of 90, 98, 8%. Actually, yeah, there's a strategy that gives you a 98% win rate. I can give you that 98% win rate, but I will not do it because I know the consequences of that. But there is you can have a strategy which has a 90 or like close to 98 very high win rate strategies, as a lot of marketing gurus are advertising that we have such an amazing strategy to trade and gives you 98%, and they're selling it for whatever, like $20 or something. It's not good. A lot of people fall into that, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. It's the quick. We are looking for that quick fix. We have that mindset to have the instant gratification, and that marketing industry knows it very well, and they try to manipulate that as much as they can because that brings them a lot of money. But it doesn't bring them value. That's the problem. I've been speaking quite a lot now. Okay, we are almost 1 hour in. Chart is going pretty quiet, so I'm probably going to call it a day now. So I don't see too much activity. Typically Monday, Friday, again, it's in a quiet one. So don't forget to smash the like, and we're gonna be here tomorrow as well as with after tomorrow and after tomorrow, so up until Friday. So I'll do this live Forex analysis Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. UK time. It lasts for 1.5 hours, normally 1.5 hours if we are busy. So if we are pretty quiet, like we're gone already pretty quiet, so if you're that quiet, then I will be calling it a day soon, or if maybe nothing going on in the markets. Like in this case, it doesn't really go down much, so I do understand a lot of people are not really into that. They want to see, and everyone wants to see a volatility because that what makes the money from that one. So Walter's there. Thank you very much, George and Emily. Thank you, Walter. Thank you. And we're gonna be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. UK time on here. So not to worry if you missed this one, and we're gonna be back tomorrow. And if you want to interact with me, we got plenty of ways you can do that. The first one is the chat, this group. So we've got already quite a few members in the chat group. So this is a Discord channel where I put my trades and interact with the other people as well. So plenty of them here. I only started this one like less than a month now, this Discord channel, but I've been asking to. I was asked many times to start the Discord channel, so I finally did. I think it was about a month. I'm not sure, but about a very short time. So you can interact with me, as well as you can write me on the Instagram or the Twitter, as well as email. So I have quite a like contacts. There's no issue for the contact. So all the links are in the description for this. So not to worry. We're gonna be back tomorrow. Yeah, one thing I would ask, guys, smash the like on this video if you haven't done it yet. If you've done it, then don't hit the like again, because then will unlike it. So yeah, big thanks to Emily. She's been helping me out with the. She's keeping everything, all the informations in, and just putting the like such as the Discord channel or the book I mentioned earlier. Was it 4 agreements? Yeah, 4 agreements on that one. So big thank you to her. So we're going back tomorrow, so not to worry if you miss this session, you can rewatch it, or yeah, we're going back. So I will see you guys either on live trading tomorrow at 8 AM UK time, or I will see you guys, some of you, at least on the Discord channel today. So I'm pretty much checking the Discord channel quite often, because I monitor and spend quite a lot of time on the computer, so in front of the screen. So thank you guys for your support, and goodbye for now, and we'll see you guys on the Discord either, or a live Forex trading tomorrow at 8 AM UK time. Emily's waving, you can see that, but she's waving. Thank you guys, have a great day, and yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Oops, wrong one. Wrong button. Okay.